My fellow citizens, I stand before you today to speak of a subject that stirs the heart, a matter that speaks to the deepest fibers of our shared humanity. It is the plight of a woman, one who, through circumstances not of her own choosing, finds herself without the embrace of family. In her solitude, we are called to reflect upon the very essence of our own society and the principles upon which it is built. It is not merely the woman who is without kin, but the whole of us, who must ask ourselves what it truly means to be a family in this land of liberty and promise. We know well that the bonds of family are sacred. It is within these ties that we first learn of love, of sacrifice, and of the unyielding strength of unity. A mother, a father, a brother, a sister, these are the faces that greet us at our first breath and remain by our side through every trial and triumph. But let us not be so blind as to think that all women are graced with such blessings. Some walk the long and difficult road of life without the warmth of their own blood to sustain them. They bear the burdens of this world not only alone but, at times, without the comfort of a hand to hold in the darkest of hours. Yet, my friends, I submit to you that there is no such thing as a woman truly without family. Though the ties of blood may be absent, the ties of compassion and community remain, unbroken and ever present. In the absence of the familiar faces that should have surrounded her, there are those among us who offer a hand, a word of encouragement, or a silent gesture of solidarity. In the heart of our nation, there lies an unwavering belief that no woman, no person should ever stand without support, for we are all one in the pursuit of a greater purpose. Think not that a woman without family is without hope, for she carries within her a strength that the world often fails to recognize. She is the mother who nurtures without the aid of a partner, the daughter who stands tall despite the absence of a guiding hand, and the sister who carries the weight of the world with grace. And in her heart, there is a light that refuses to be extinguished. She is no less than any other, for her spirit is made of the same courage, resilience, and determination that has built this great nation. In this land, it is not the family ties that define a woman's worth, but the strength of her character, the integrity of her soul, and the love she has to give. A woman with no family is not a woman without value. She is a woman whose worth cannot be measured by conventional standards. Her life is a testament to the greatness of the human spirit, a spirit that rises above the circumstances of birth and finds strength in its own resolve. It is a reminder to each of us that we are not defined by the ties that bind us, but by the actions we take, the kindness we extend, and the love we give to one another. Let us then stand beside her. Let us be her family when the world turns away. Let us offer her the support and care that every soul deserves, for in lifting her up, we lift up all of humanity. We shall not allow the absence of family to define a woman's future, for in this land, every woman has the right to be free, to be whole, and to be part of the great family of mankind. The bonds of family are among the most fundamental connections that define the human experience. From the moment we are born, it is the embrace of family that welcomes us into the world, offering us the first lessons in love, care, and belonging. These connections are more than just a biological necessity, they are the emotional and social foundation upon which we build our lives. They shape who we are and influence how we navigate the world. The love of a mother, the guidance of a father, the camaraderie of siblings, these are the forces that from the earliest days shape our identities and give us the strength to face life's challenges. In the warmth of family, we find solace from the storms of life, and in their collective presence, we experience a sense of belonging and safety that is irreplaceable. But what happens when that foundation is absent? What becomes of the woman who, through no fault of her own, finds herself without these foundational ties? The world may often overlook or misunderstand such women, for they are seen as lacking something that many take for granted, the familial bond that is so often considered a given in the course of life. This absence can feel like an unbearable weight, a loneliness that is hard to express. It is not merely the absence of people in one's life, it is the absence of an inherent sense of belonging, the feeling of being grounded in a network of unconditional love and support. Without family, one can feel adrift, disconnected from the world around them. And in this feeling of disconnection, one might question their worth, their place, and their purpose. However, let us not be quick to equate the absence of family with the absence of value. While family is a powerful force, it is not the only force that defines a person's worth or potential. Yet it cannot be denied that the lack of familial support creates significant challenges. A woman without a family often faces the world alone, navigating through the complexities of life without the familiar guidance or comfort that comes from those who know her best. There is no mother's counsel, no father's protection, no sibling's companionship to help shoulder the burdens that life may impose. She must, in many ways, carve her own path, often at a steeper incline than most, with fewer resources to call upon when the weight of the world becomes too much to bear. The impact of this absence is often compounded by the societal expectations that we, as a community, place upon women. Society frequently defines women by their roles within the family: mothers, daughters, wives, and sisters. A woman who does not fit this mold may be viewed as incomplete or lacking in some way. The lack of family is often seen as a deficiency, a gap in her life that needs to be filled. This can create a sense of inadequacy and alienation, especially when others seem to have their familial roles firmly in place. Society can be quick to judge, and the woman without family may be made to feel that she is somehow less than others because of it. But in truth, family, while a significant part of our lives, does not define us entirely. A woman without family is not a woman without purpose or dignity. She is not incomplete, but rather someone who must find strength in herself, forge her own path, and create her own sense of identity. While the absence of family may make the journey harder, it does not mean that she is lacking the inherent capability to succeed, to love, and to build a life that is rich with meaning. It is often through the adversity of such experiences that a woman discovers her true strength, her resilience, and her capacity for growth. The absence of family can, in some cases, catalyze a deeper understanding of oneself and the world around her. Yet, we must also recognize that this struggle does not need to be faced alone. It is not only the woman without family who must bear the weight of this absence. It is upon the rest of us, as a community, to offer the support, the kindness, and the sense of belonging that she needs. No woman, no person should have to walk through life without the comforting knowledge that they are cared for, that they have a place, and that they are part of a greater whole. We must remind ourselves that the bonds of family are not confined to the blood we share, but to the compassion we extend to one another. While a woman may not have the support of her biological family, she can find family in the hearts of those around her: friends, neighbors, and strangers who choose to offer their care, their empathy, and the connection. The absence of family does not negate the power of human connection. It is not the ties of blood that make a person whole, but the ties of compassion, empathy, and support that we share as a community. A woman without family is not one without love, for love can come from many sources, and family can be formed in countless ways. In the end, it is not the absence of family that defines a woman, but the presence of community, kindness, and the unwavering belief that she is worthy of being loved and supported. In the absence of family, a woman often finds herself standing alone against the challenges of life. But it is important to recognize that in this solitude, there lies a remarkable strength that cannot be overlooked. It is a strength that comes not from external support, but from within, the kind of strength that is forged in the furnace of adversity, tested by hardship, and refined by the very circumstances that could otherwise break her. The woman without family is not powerless, though she may at times feel isolated or vulnerable. She is, in many ways, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and its ability to endure and even thrive in the face of overwhelming odds. This inner strength is not something that is easily seen by others. It is a quiet force, often hidden beneath the surface, yet it is there, pulsing within her. The woman who stands without family may face life's difficulties with a kind of determination that few can fully understand. She learns early on that she must rely on herself because in many cases, no one else is there to depend on. This self-reliance becomes a guiding principle in her life. She develops a sharp sense of independence, learning how to navigate the world and its complexities without the safety net that others may take for granted. She learns to adapt, to pivot when necessary, and to find creative solutions to problems that might seem insurmountable to those who have the support of family. Through this process, she discovers that she is capable of far more than she once thought. Moreover, the woman without family is often forced to develop a deeper sense of emotional resilience. Life can be harsh, and the lack of familial connections often means that the weight of emotional struggles is borne alone. When hardships arise, be they personal, financial, or emotional, there is no comforting voice to turn to, no shoulder to lean on. In such moments, she must find the strength to comfort herself, to gather the courage to face another day. It is through these trials that her emotional fortitude is built. Over time, she learns to process her pain, to understand that suffering is not permanent, and that she possesses the capacity to heal herself, even in the most difficult of times. This emotional maturity often enables her to offer compassion to others, as she knows firsthand the value of understanding and empathy. The strength of a woman without family also manifests in her ability to build her own support systems. While family may not be present, she can create connections with others who share in her journey, and these relationships can become just as meaningful, if not more so, than the ties of blood. She is often forced to seek out friendships that provide the emotional nourishment that family might have given. These friendships, though not rooted in kinship, can become deeply rooted and lasting, forged in the fires of mutual understanding and shared experience. In many ways, these chosen bonds are more reflective of the human condition because they are built on choice, not obligation. They are connections that transcend the idea of family as a mere biological construct and instead become a testament to the power of human connection, forged not by birth, but by shared values and mutual respect. This strength can also be seen in her ability to stand tall in the face of societal expectations. A woman without family is often viewed through a lens that can be unforgiving and judgmental. Society places a great deal of emphasis on the importance of family, often using it as a marker of success or happiness. A woman without these traditional familial ties may be seen as incomplete, or worse, as lacking something essential. Yet, despite these societal pressures, she continues to persevere. She challenges the notion that family is the only measure of a person's worth or fulfillment. Her life, though different, is no less valuable, and she knows that her strength lies not in meeting societal expectations, but in staying true to herself and her own path. Her resilience is a defiance of the narrow definitions that society often imposes on individuals. She embraces her journey, with all its challenges and triumphs, knowing that her worth cannot be defined by conventional standards. There is also a quiet power in the vulnerability that a woman without family learns to navigate. While many may perceive vulnerability as a weakness, it is actually an integral part of her strength. She learns to ask for help when necessary, to acknowledge when she is struggling, and to seek out the resources or people she needs to continue moving forward. It takes great courage to admit when one is struggling, and in doing so, she demonstrates an incredible strength of character. She understands that vulnerability is not the absence of strength, but rather an acknowledgement of one's humanity. By embracing her vulnerability, she allows herself the space to grow, to connect with others, and to heal. In the end, the strength of a woman without family lies not in the absence of love or connection, but in her ability to thrive despite that absence. She is a testament to the power of the human spirit and its remarkable capacity to endure, adapt, and find strength in places others may overlook. She may walk a different path, but it is one that is forged by her own hands, a path that is just as meaningful, just as powerful, and just as full of potential as any other. Through her courage, resilience, and unwavering determination, she shows that the absence of family does not define her. Rather, it is her strength, born from within, that will always carry her forward. The absence of family in a woman's life often leads her to find support in the community around her. While blood ties may be missing, human connection and compassion can fill that void in ways that are just as meaningful, if not more so. This speaks to the power of communal bonds, connections that are built out of obligation but out of choice, mutual respect, and shared understanding. It is the willingness of individuals to stand by her side, offer help when needed, and provide emotional support that enables a woman without family to endure and ultimately thrive in her life. The strength of community lies in its diversity. It is composed of people from all walks of life, each with their own unique experiences and perspectives. When a woman finds herself without the support of family, the larger community offers a wealth of resources that can help her navigate life's difficulties. It is in these communities that she can find friends who become like family, mentors who offer guidance, and neighbors who extend kindness. These relationships, forged in the crucible of shared experience and human compassion, are the lifeblood of a woman who is without traditional familial support. One of the most important aspects of this support is the sense of belonging that it creates. In a society that often defines individuals by their familiar roles, being without family can feel isolating. A woman may experience feelings of alienation, as if she is not part of the larger social fabric. However, the connections she builds with others in the community can counteract this feeling of isolation. Through friendships, group activities, or shared work, she can develop a sense of belonging that transcends biological ties. This sense of belonging is incredibly powerful, as it reinforces the idea that she is part of something greater than herself, something that values her for who she is rather than who she is related to. In such a community, she is not defined by her familial status, but by her contributions, her values, and the connections she makes with others. Moreover, communities often provide emotional and practical support in ways that family may not be able to. A woman without family may not have someone to turn to in times of crisis, but a compassionate community can step in and offer help. Whether it is through financial assistance, providing meals during times of illness, or simply offering a listening ear during a difficult time, the members of the community can play an integral role in her life. The willingness to help, to share in her burdens, and to support her through life's challenges creates a safety net that allows her to face adversity with confidence. This type of communal support, given freely and without expectation, is a vital aspect of the human experience. It is what ensures that no one truly faces hardship alone. In addition to providing emotional support, community also offers opportunities for growth and empowerment. When a woman is without family, she may feel the weight of societal pressures, particularly those that dictate how women should behave or what roles they should occupy within the family structure. However, in a supportive community, she can find the space to be herself, to develop her skills, and to pursue her passions without fear of judgment. Communities often provide a platform for individuals to find their voice, to express themselves, and to contribute in meaningful ways. Whether through volunteer work, involvement in local organizations, or simply engaging in social activities, a woman without family can create a new sense of purpose and fulfillment through her connection to others. The community offers a place where she can define her identity, free from the constraints that society might impose upon her. The community also teaches a fundamental truth: family does not have to be defined by blood. The concept of chosen family has become more prevalent in recent years, especially as more individuals find themselves distanced from their biological families for various reasons. This chosen family can consist of friends, colleagues, mentors, and even neighbors, people who choose to be there for one another because of shared experiences, mutual care, and deep emotional bonds. These connections are just as valid, just as important, and just as enduring as those formed by blood. A woman who has created her own chosen family understands that family is not a static, fixed concept, but rather a dynamic, evolving network of support that can be shaped and nurtured over time. Through the bonds she forms with others, she can find the familial love and security she may have missed out on through traditional means. Importantly, a woman without family is not the only one who benefits from the strength of community. The community, in turn, is enriched by her presence and contributions. Each individual, regardless of their familial status, brings something valuable to the collective. When a woman finds her place within the community, she is not only receiving support, but also giving it. Her unique experiences, perspectives, and talents contribute to the growth and development of the entire community. In this sense, the community is not just a safety net, but a reciprocal exchange, a space where individuals care for one another, help one another grow, and ultimately build something greater together. In helping her, the community is strengthened, and in turn, she strengthens the community by participating in this collective effort. Thus, a woman without family does not stand alone in the world. Instead, she becomes part of a larger network of support that reflects the best qualities of humanity: compassion, kindness, and the willingness to care for one another. It is through these communal bonds that she can find the strength, love, and encouragement needed to persevere through life's challenges. This communal support does more than just fill the gap left by family. It transforms the very notion of family itself, showing that it is not just about blood ties, but about the connections we make, the support we offer, and the love we share. A woman's worth is not defined by the presence or absence of family, but by the depth of her character, the integrity of her actions, and the love she extends to others. In a world that often measures success by societal standards, family status, material wealth, or career achievements, it can be easy to forget that the true measure of a person lies in their inner qualities, their ability to endure hardships with grace, and the ways in which they impact the lives of those around them. For a woman without family, this truth becomes even more apparent. She is not incomplete because her family structure may be missing. Rather, her worth is found in the strength she embodies, the kindness she shows, and the resilience she demonstrates each and every day. When we consider a woman without family, it is important to understand that her value is not diminished by her circumstances. Too often, society places value on what is seen on the outward symbols of success or stability. A woman who lacks family ties may be seen as lacking something essential, but this judgment is both unfair and incomplete. Her worth is not contingent upon the traditional markers of familial success, such as marriage, children, or close-knit family relationships. Instead, her value is derived from her character, her ability to live with integrity, to face the world with courage, and to carry herself with dignity, regardless of her familial situation. Character is an essential part of what makes someone truly valuable. A woman without family may face unique challenges, but it is how she responds to those challenges that defines her. Does she face adversity with grace? Does she show compassion to those around her, even when she herself might be struggling? Does she remain true to her values, even when the world around her seems to be shifting? These are the questions that reveal a person's true worth. A woman who navigates life's difficulties without the support of family is often forced to rely on her inner strength, her moral compass, and her sense of self. It is these qualities, more than any external markers of success, that define her as a person of value. Moreover, a woman without family often develops a profound sense of empathy and understanding for others. Having faced her own struggles, she is more attuned to the needs of those around her. She knows what it is like to feel alone, to face challenges without the comfort of familiar support, and to overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable. This experience fosters compassion. She becomes someone who can offer a listening ear to those in pain, who can provide support to those in need, and who can lend a helping hand when others are struggling. Her ability to empathize with others gives her an invaluable ability to connect, to comfort, and to heal. Love is another crucial element of a woman's worth. The love she has to give is not dependent on the presence of family. It is something that flows from the very core of her being. A woman without family may not have the traditional familial relationships to nurture, but that does not mean she is incapable of love. In fact, the absence of family may deepen her capacity to love and to seek out meaningful connections with others. She is likely to form strong friendships and bonds that are built on mutual respect and care, and these relationships often become just as important, if not more so, than those formed by blood. The love she shares with others is just as genuine, just as powerful, and just as transformative. It is a love that transcends the conventional expectations of family and instead becomes a testament to the universality of human connection. Integrity, too, is a measure of a woman's worth. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, and is something that cannot be taken away by circumstance. A woman without family may not have the traditional support structure to fall back on, but she can still hold fast to her integrity. She can choose to act with honesty, fairness, and decency, even when no one is watching. She can choose to maintain her dignity in the face of adversity, to uphold her values, and to act in a way that aligns with her sense of right and wrong. This internal moral compass is a vital part of what makes her worthy of respect, admiration, and love. Integrity is not defined by family wealth or status. It is defined by the choices we make and the way we live our lives. In addition to these qualities, the way a woman navigates the world, despite her challenges, speaks volumes about her worth. A woman without family may not have the same resources that others do, but she can still carve out a life filled with purpose and meaning. She can create her own path, make her own decisions, and take control of her destiny. Her journey may be more difficult than others, but it is no less valuable. The struggles she faces only serve to highlight her strength and determination. She is a testament to the fact that one's worth is not determined by the circumstances of birth or by the family structure into which one is born. Rather, it is determined by how we respond to life, how we treat others, and how we uphold our own principles. In the end, a woman's worth is not something that can be easily quantified or defined by external factors. It is not dependent on her familial situation, her career, or her social status. It is rooted in the qualities that reside within her, the strength of her character, the depth of her love, the integrity of her actions, and the way she treats others. A woman without family is no less valuable than any other. She is simply a person who has learned to express her worth in her own self, within her own heart, in her own actions, and in the relationships she builds with those around her. Her life, though shaped by different circumstances, is just as meaningful, just as valuable, and just as worthy of respect as any other. As we reflect on the life of a woman without family, we must recognize that her journey does not exist in isolation. She is not a solitary figure left to fend for herself, for it is the collective responsibility of society to ensure that every woman, regardless of her familial circumstances, is supported, valued, and uplifted. It is not enough to look at her situation with pity, or to assume that she will simply manage on her own. It is upon each of us, as members of the community, to offer the support, empathy, and care that she needs to navigate life with dignity and purpose. A society that fails to care for its most vulnerable members, particularly those who lack the safety net of family, cannot truly claim to be just or compassionate. In our society, we often hear about the importance of individual responsibility, but it is essential to understand that the responsibility of caring for one another is not limited to the individual. It is a shared responsibility that falls on the collective. This is especially true when it comes to women who may not have family to rely on. It is a moral obligation for communities to recognize and respond to the needs of those who find themselves in such circumstances. A woman without family may face many challenges, but she does not have to face them alone. Whether through formal means such as social programs or informal ones such as community support, it is the responsibility of society to provide a safety net for her. This is not merely an act of charity, but a recognition of her inherent worth as a human being, and a belief that every person deserves to live with dignity and opportunity. At the heart of this responsibility is empathy. A community that is grounded in empathy understands the value of offering care to those who may be experiencing hardship. Empathy is the ability to put oneself in the shoes of another, to recognize their struggles, and to take action to help alleviate their suffering. A woman without family may not be able to access the same resources as others, and may not have the same support systems in place. But a compassionate community will step in to fill that gap, offering not just material assistance but emotional support, connection and understanding. It is this sense of empathy that allows a society to function as a true community, where every person is valued and where no one is left to fend for themselves. But empathy alone is not enough. It is not enough to simply feel sympathy for a woman who lacks family. We must also take action. This action comes in many forms. It may be as simple as offering a helping hand when she needs it most, such as helping with childcare or offering assistance in times of illness. It could also take the form of supporting policies and programs that ensure access to healthcare, education, housing, and financial stability for those without family. The community must work together to create systems of support that are accessible to all, ensuring that no woman is left to navigate life's hardships without assistance. Every individual, regardless of their familial status, should be able to rely on the broader community for help when they need it. Moreover, societal responsibility extends to the very way we view women without family. Too often, the absence of family is seen as a flaw, a deficiency, or something that must be fixed. This perception is harmful, as it reinforces negative stereotypes about women who find themselves in such circumstances. It suggests that they are somehow incomplete or lacking, and that their value is diminished because they do not have a traditional family structure. This mentality must change. We must work to create a society where the value of a woman is not determined by the presence of family, but by her character, her actions, and her contributions to the world around her. Only by shifting this mindset can we truly create an inclusive society where every woman, regardless of her familial circumstances, is treated with respect, dignity, and love. In addition to shifting societal attitudes, we must also focus on building communities that are more inclusive and supportive of women who are without family. This means offering opportunities for women to connect with others, whether through work, volunteer opportunities, or social groups. It is through these connections that women can build new networks of support, ones that are based on mutual respect and shared values. By fostering an environment where every woman feels welcomed and valued, we create spaces where women can thrive, regardless of their familial background. As we think about collective responsibility we all share, it is important to remember that the well-being of a community is reflected in the way it treats its most vulnerable members. A society that takes care of those without family is a society that values kindness, justice, and equality. It is a society that understands that no one should have to face life's challenges alone. The responsibility to care for one another is not optional, it is a fundamental aspect of what it means to be human. When we extend a hand to those in need, we not only help them but also enrich ourselves by creating a more compassionate and cohesive society. In the end, the collective responsibility of society is to ensure that every woman, regardless of her familial circumstances, is given the support she needs to live a fulfilling and dignified life. This support goes beyond material aid. It includes emotional encouragement, recognition, and the creation of a sense of belonging. No woman, no matter her situation, should ever feel abandoned or unseen. It is our responsibility, as a community, to offer care, to provide opportunities for connection, and to celebrate the inherent worth of every woman. In doing so, we create a world that is not just better for women without family, but better for all of us as we build a society that truly values and supports each and every one of its members. In conclusion, the journey of a woman without family is not defined by the absence of traditional support systems, but by the strength, resilience, and compassion she carries within herself. It is through her ability to adapt, find support within the community, and rise above challenges that she demonstrates the true depth of her character. Her worth is not measured by what she lacks, but by the depth of her actions, the love she gives, and the strength she draws from within. Society, too, plays a vital role in nurturing and uplifting her, ensuring that she is not alone in her struggles and that her contributions are valued. It is through empathy, collective responsibility, and inclusive communities that we can help empower every woman, regardless of her familial background, to lead a life of dignity and purpose. In the end, the true strength of a woman without family lies not in isolation, but in the bonds she creates, the strength she embodies, and the support of a compassionate world that believes in her worth. Every woman is worthy of respect, care, and love, and it is our shared responsibility to ensure that no one walks this journey alone.